Hey family, how you doing? I just wanted to do just a little talk. I was on YouTube watching YouTube again, and they had this where they have these prompt questions, and then it's like today it was New Age people and Christians, and missing from the conversation is the understanding of history and that God works throughout time, even outside of time, because He is outside of time. But He's working with us through time. And so, because He is working through time, that means, as we know with our bodies, we start as babies and we grow to adults, we become old. So, throughout time, humanity is also growing and evolving mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. But there comes these amounts of time, these chunks of time where humanity is pushed back. So um, when you look at Noah, the time of Noah. Now, during this time, the fallen angels began giving knowledge to humanity at a time where they were not ready yet to receive it with responsibility. But because they were following Satan, and Satan believes that everybody should be given this knowledge, that this knowledge was poured out onto the world without people growing spiritually or even doing the deep inner working of emotional maturity, um, understanding what life is, what we're doing here. These things had not yet been uh, given to man. Um, a lot of these things were given though through a priesthood. It was a priesthood, people who had walked perfectly with the Father, meaning they walked in integrity with the Father, and they were given the backstage access to what is going on the earth realm, whether physically or spiritually. They were given the access to that. Um, and as time moved on, when you listen to certain prophets were given knowledge information that was needed at that time, but built upon what other prophets had said before them. So in that, it's showing how we are supposed to evolve and grow. But the thing about this with Christianity is it takes the spirituality out of Christianity, because you got to remember there was Israel before there was Christianity. So with Israel was talking to Jehovah in the spirit world. Remember, he had not yet come into the flesh. So he was talking to them in the spirit world. They were communing with the Son of God in the spirit world. He was showing himself and coming and speaking to them. From the spirit world. That's the part where Like, that's why I say this in all respect, but in truth, is that a lot of Christians are still on milk. You are on milk. And that's why when Christ was speaking to the disciples, that's why he told them the mysteries of the kingdom in parables. And he told them the workings of the Holy Spirit. But he said just what the Holy Spirit was going to do. But he said, there's other things I have to tell you, but you can't bear them right now. So even in him saying that, they still had to grow to get to where they can receive everything that God was going to give them. Because what the Holy Spirit does is the Holy Spirit will show you the truth of all things. But he going to show you. He ain't just going to dump stuff on you. Sometimes the Spirit, may dump certain things on you because of your spirit, of the job that you have to do. That they may have to shock you into moving because it's expedient for your own soul salvation. You haven't caught up to something that's happening and why it's happening. You haven't caught up to it yet, but you need to know this. Because spiritually, you ain't been seeing this. Because you haven't been truly dealing with your spiritual self. And the more that I've grown and got more knowledge and information and start really, knowing that, just feeling myself in my body, that you begin to understand these things, that there is a spirit world around us. There's a world that certain things we can perceive, but there's certain things that we cannot perceive that's happening around us. And so when people quote these things from the Bible, I don't think they truly understand what the Bible is saying. Because they say, well, if we don't do this, well, the rocks will cry out. Well, the rocks are going to cry? Rocks can cry? Rocks have emotions? Rocks have a spirit? But people don't really think about that. What the Bible is actually telling you. The Bible is telling you, if you're not going to say nothing, the rocks will cry out and say something. So, sometimes in Christianity, you really are on milk. Because there's so much more that's available to you, that's a resource to you in your walk, that can help you, especially in the times that we're about to go through.